Okay, you're coming now.
Yeah, that's what. Good morning to the faithful and to anyone who might be watching on Facebook. Anthony Ray Hinton spent 30 years on death row for a crime he didn't commit. He was working in a locked factory at the time of the crime he was accused of. The police told him he was going to jail because he was black. His time in jail was spent in solitary confinement for much of the time in a 5 by 7 foot cell, allowed only 1 hour out a day. But Hinton quickly became a friend and a counselor to the other inmates and the death row guards, many of whom begged Hinton's attorney to get him out. Finally, a unanimous Supreme Court ruling eventually ordered his release and he walked free. In an interview, he is quoted as saying, "One does not know the value of freedom until it is taken away. People run out of the rain. I run into the rain. I'm so grateful for every drop, just to feel it on my face." Hinton was later interviewed for 60 minutes. The interviewer asked him if he was angry at the people who put him in jail. He said he forgave them all. The interviewer asked, "But they have taken 30 years of your life. How can you not be angry?" And he responded, "If I'm angry and unforgiving, they will have taken the rest of my life." Hinton is a strong example of the ability to respond with joy and gratitude despite horrendous circumstances. He's quoted in another interview saying, "The world didn't give you your joy, and the world can't take it away. You can let people come into your life and destroy it, but I refuse to let anyone take my joy. I wake up in the morning, and I don't need anyone to make me laugh. I'm going to laugh on my own because I have been blessed to see another day. And when you're blessed to see another day, that should automatically give you joy." So on this Thanksgiving weekend, I hope we all have that same experience of feeling joy. So let's sing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Where is it? Where is it? Does anybody see it?
Over on this side?
Yes, thank you. You would have just stuck here. Thanks. Okay, there we go. To search for justice, that all may be free, and to walk with those who need our help.
Let us worship our Creator God with joy.
And let's sing. everything to reflect who you are. This may differ from person to person, but we want our thoughts, our words, our songs, our church, our community, our resources, our time, our lives to be all about our relationship with you, however that can be manifested. So may our coming together declare this to be so on this day of Thanksgiving. Bless our time together through the presence of your Spirit. Amen. So, this is participatory. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Pumpkin pie.
Turkey.
Dressing.
Turkey.
Gravy.
Nobody ham?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, turkey.
Oh, okay. No ham. Okay. What about?
Yes, one ham.
Well, me too. Does anybody ever make potatoes with cream cheese? I was telling Sharon about this. We did. Yes, okay. Got this. Yes, I was saying Sharon, it just makes life so much easier when you can make it the day before. And it's done. It's done. You just have to pop them in a nuker. Yeah, great. Who makes their own cranberry sauce?
Yes.
Anybody buy a can? No? Okay. That's good. Is whipping cream a must
Cool
on your pumpkin pie?
ice cream.
Whipped cream.
There's
The
right
real
there.
stuff.
Whipping cream, Cool Whip. Yeah.
No, the real stuff.
There's a strong possibility that the settlers from across the pond might not have survived those first years in a strange land had it not been for the long-standing caregivers of Turtle Island. Our ancestors often arrived ill-prepared for the hardships they were going to face in the first few years, before they could grow their own crops, and probably likely after. There's an article in the most recent Observer of Broadview, and that reminds us that there is more to give thanks for than just the blessings that we've experienced in the last 12 months. We have more to consider than, has this turkey been basted to perfection? Is the stuffing moist enough? Is somebody remember the cranberry sauce? What we need to be aware of is that much of the food that will fill our plates this weekend has indigenous roots. Researchers suggest that our turkeys may have been raised and eaten for hundreds of years, long before Butterball came and made the ones that we could just pop into the oven, even frozen. Squash, potatoes, sweet corn, were all waiting to nourish the settlers through their first years in a harsh country. There's an account that cranberries were being offered in bark cups by the indigenous people when the colonists stepped ashore. They turned out to be very useful as dyes to fight scurvy, but it was soon discovered that they were best when crushed and a little bit of sugar, sweetener was added, and they could be eaten with their meat and made into juice. There was a picture I came upon on the internet, and it shows the indigenous people sitting there, and the settlers are feeding them turkey dinner, full-blown turkey dinner, still dressed in their pilgrim clothes. And I thought, oh, come on, where's the truth in this story? It's not like they were cooking it on their way over and set the shore. Reality, come on. So this Thanksgiving, it should be more about giving thanks than just for the bounty-laden tables that we have sitting in front of us. We can't ignore the contributions of the indigenous people to our holiday. And we should follow their example, because for thousands of years, giving thanks has been an integral part of any of their ceremonies, and it should never be ignored or forgotten. So as this article asks, let's be more mindful of the land, the food, and the community of people who brought us to where we are today, to what graces our tables today. So just in case we miss saying grace today, we're going to sing For All Your Goodness, Lord. We're going to sing it in rounds, just two though. I'll be with you guys.
We can look after ourselves. We're good. We're good.
So what we're going to do is we're going to sing it once together, and then we're going to sing twice in rounds, okay? And Norma, so once after we've sung it the once, Norma will lead this side, and then Ian will bring in, okay? And then we'll sing it twice in rounds.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute, give me a glass of water. Okay. This is a paraphrase. Each one of the 10 had a tale of personal horror to tell. But the stories were all the same. The nightmare had crept slowly across their bodies, white patches, lumps on their skin. Then the numbness had crawled up their limbs, stealing the feeling from their fingers and toes. Finally, the faces had grown disfigured beyond recognition, and all that remained of the feet were nubbed, crippled nubs. Worst of all were the jeers from the children whenever the man passed too near a village. Lepers, they screamed, spitting the word like a curse. So long ago, these 10 had been young and handsome, healthy, well-to-do, full of desires and dreams. That seemed like another world, another lifetime. Now they were the walking dead. One morning as they approached yet another village to beg, the crowds were cheering the name that for months had spread like a whispered wildfire through the leper colony. Jesus. The leper healer from Nazareth stood by the village well, not far from the twisted outcasts, and he was looking their way. All at once, 10 hoarse voices erupted in unison. Jesus, Master, have pity on us. He smiled. The first smile turned in their direction for many years, and he simply said, "Go show yourselves to the priests." He hadn't even touched them. The 10 examined one another. Clearly nothing had changed. Were they once again the butt of a cruel joke? One of them, a Samaritan, turned back to the road, set his face towards Jerusalem and the temple, and motioned for his comrades to join him. "If the priests throw me out," he said, "then let the crowd stone me. What's left to live for?" He hobbled down the dusty path, his crutch making holes in the scorched clay. And as the others followed, the miracle came. They were cleansed. Suddenly, totally, unconditionally. 9 men shouted and raced down the road like boys in a game, peeling off their rags to welcome the sunshine on their now childlike skin. They never even looked back. Never saw again the face whose light had dawned on their darkness and ended their nightmare. the Samaritan spun around and he ran to Jesus and he flung himself at his feet. Tears spilled down his cleansed cheek, and he looked up, trembling, and whispered 2 words: "Thank you." And we know God blesses our hearing of these words, and now our pondering on them as they might fit into how we live our lives. Expressing gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, cherish good experiences, and think more deeply about what they have rather than what they lack. If someone in our lives selflessly does something for us and we want to express gratitude, common expressions of thanks sometimes might not seem enough. If the person has improved our lives in powerful ways, it's important to find an approach to gratitude that communicates our true appreciation. And sometimes a simple thank you might not be enough. I found these hints on what we can do to show our gratitude with the most sincerity possible. So the first is show a little bit of enthusiasm. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of exaggeration. If you want to communicate how much a friend or a relative made an impact, expressing gratitude with extra enthusiasm can emphasize the extent of our thanks. Phrases like, "You made my day," or "You saved my life," are more potent than just simply saying thank you. Vary our vocabulary. When thanking someone for several reasons, we want to be sure to vary the words that we use to show our appreciation. Combining a few of the most common thank you phrases, such as "Thanks a million," "I appreciate you so much," "You're the best," packs a more powerful punch than only one. Thus, varying our expressions will allow us to express our thanks repeatedly while still sounding natural. Get specific. What makes us particularly thankful for a sibling, a best friend, or a good employer? It's really easy to get specific when we're expressing gratitude. All we have to do is to add "for" to the end of our initial phrase. Thank you for. I appreciate you for. I'm grateful to you for. Naming what you're really grateful for, whether it's by writing to a friend, a note to a parent, or a thank you email to a colleague, is a powerful way to show them that they're special to you. Make it public. If we usually express gratitude by texting or calling, why not change up our usual format and take the message public? There are other formats for expressing gratitude that will make our words more of a proclamation. Whether it's by making an announcement at a meeting or showing appreciation to a friend through a post on Facebook, there are other ways to go above and beyond a simple, direct message. Share a list of your favorite things about them. What are the defining characteristics of our most supportive friends? Are they generous, honest, non-judgmental? Perhaps they're great listeners or very encouraging. Whatever traits they exhibit that make us appreciate them most, we need to tell them. Writing a list of the traits that we admire most about them in an email or exchanging them in a text message acknowledges their support in a way that feels personal. Now this is going to be a hard one. Oh, sorry. There we go. Write a handwritten letter. Because we don't write too much these days, sometimes our writing ability has dropped. It's very noticeable. So it's hard to write a letter. It takes a lot of effort. You have to go out and buy some paper or a card. You have to write it, you have to go to the post office, you have to get a stamp. In today's world of digital first communication, a handwritten note, though, is a true gift. Writing on paper feels much more heartfelt than an email or a text. Perhaps because it's physical and it can be displayed or stored forever. People know that taking the time to sit down and actually write a note of thanks is quite meaningful. And they will value our expression of gratitude even more for this reason. Give them extra encouragement. While encouragement is usually associated with helping someone believe in themselves or grow their confidence, it can also take the form of affirmation. After a neighbor has surprised us by trimming the bush that separates our yards, tell them what a great job they've done. Encouragement can also include phrases like, way to go, or awesome work. Another way to show encouragement, tell them that they encourage you to be a better person. I don't know where the last one's gone. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, there's one more. It said, get deeper. Occasionally, words might not seem like enough to convey the extent of our thanks. This is when it's crucial to choose an expression that shows a deeper appreciation for the person and their actions. So we need to be sure to only use those deep emotional statements that truly merited, so the person doesn't question our sincerity. With an intonation that's thoughtful and deliberate, we could say things like, I can't thank you enough. Words can't express how much you mean to me. I'm more grateful to you than you'll ever know. I'll never forget your support and kindness. Showing gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful things we can do for one another. To make sure the gratitude we're expressing is worthy of the deed, we can use any of these creative ways to show that we are truly thankful and be sure our message is deeply felt. All this may seem very secular, but the way we live our lives isn't. Expressing our gratitude is something that we're encouraged to do every Sunday, somewhere in our prayers, in our songs, in our ponderings, because we know we're blessed in so many ways. Some days, though, they are easier to identify than others. Case in point is today's story. The cured Samaritan leper did it so much better than his friends. Not to say that they didn't seem to show their thanks, in a way. Said they shouted and they raced down the road like boys in a game, peeling off their rags to welcome the sunshine on their now childlike skin. Was it like a public announcement to anyone who passed that something extraordinary had happened and that they were thankful? Maybe. Anyone observing them, though, might not have realized right away what had happened. Maybe later they would learn about the sequence of events. Unfortunately, they didn't direct it to the one who changed their lives for the better, who would let them be reunited with their families, to be contributing members to the community again. And Jesus didn't even see their joy. But one man, the Samaritan, we're told, spun around, ran to Jesus, flung himself at his feet. Tears spilled from his cleansed cheeks, and he looked up trembling and whispered two words, thank you. Maybe he didn't use all the suggestions that we offered for how to say thank you, but there was so much action there. He spun, he ran, he flung himself, he trembled. Everyone present would have known exactly what happened, and they were so aware of his gratitude. I hope then that tears also ran down their cheeks, and that they were all a combined expression of their gratitude for the one that they followed, or the one that they would now come to follow. Let's sing. So we share so much with the early Christians who struggled in the work of the gospel, but also found joy in the life that they shared with Jesus and their friends, even with limited resources. At this time, we have gathered up what we can share so that others will find the same welcome and the same joy that we have known. So we have already gathered them up. So now let us sing our gratitude and praise.
Every
The chili luncheon, the chili luncheon that Doug and Judy have prepared was going to be on Wednesday. Unfortunately, our sign for our reasons is out and might be out for another week. So we can't advertise, so please spread the word with anybody you might know who could, who you know is a regular attender. So that's from 11:30 to 1. It's just a free will offering.
It's not horticulture, it's guild.
It's guild. It's not
Wednesday.
horticulture this week.
This week is guild.
No, okay. You can do
Horticulture is
quilting
next.
too.
Eh?
You can do quilting. Quilting this week.
Yeah, but the horticulture is.
Horticulture's the next week.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want you to be prepared. You didn't say which Wednesday it was. Okay, so it's quilting this week, horticulture the next. World Food Day next Sunday. So I think we should bring donations, but not food, financial donations for the food bank next Sunday. That'd be appropriate time of the year to do that, because I think they're still doing the food bank by bringing things out to the people, right? So financial gift would be better.
We just did my financial.
Yes, so we need to keep in our prayers Erin Brownlee, who's going to be giving. She give birth? Yeah, she gives birth, right? On Tuesday. Unfortunately, it's going to be a C-section, but so keep Erin and Adam and the baby in your prayers on Tuesday. Yeah. Is there anything else? No, Jean and what's the other lady's name there? Gail. That's it.
Me, why?
Well, I just didn't know about going downstairs because you were the
If
two.
they want to, there's whatever people want, don't matter. There's cheese and,
Oh, good.
cantaloupe or something down there.
And she brought some squares.
Okay.
So I don't know how you're feeling. So anyway, okay. You'll decide amongst yourselves, right? Yeah. Okay. My phone will still be on though someday. If you need me. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna pray. God of all blessings, source of life, giver of all grace. We thank you for this sunshine. Yeah. We thank you for the gift of life, the breath that sustains life, the food of this earth that nurtures life, the love of family and friends, all without which there would be no life. We thank you for the mystery of creation, for the beauty that the eye can see, for the joy that the ear can hear, for the unknown that we cannot behold, filling the universe with wonder, or the expanse of space that draws us beyond the definition of ourselves. We thank you for setting us in communities, for families who nurture our becoming, for friends who love us by choice, for companions at work who share our burdens and daily tasks, for strangers who welcome us into their midst, for people from other lands who call us to grow in understanding, for children who lighten our moments with delight, and for the unborn who offer us hope for the future. We thank you for this day, for life and one more day to love, for opportunity and one more day to work for justice and peace, for neighbors and one more person to love and by whom be loved, for your grace and one more experience of your presence, for your promise to be with us, to be our God who will one day welcome us home. There are some, God, who may find it a bit difficult to give thanks. So we keep in our prayers those who are dealing with health issues. May they feel surrounded with love, compassion, caring individuals, whether a family, friends, medical personnel. May they be confident that the best is being done for them. Bless us in our celebrations this weekend and bring those traveling safely home. For these and other blessings for which we are grateful, that each of us only knows as individuals, we give you thanks, blessed and blessing God. Amen. Let's sing. Let's go out there showing a gentle attitude towards everyone. Be joyful, thankful for whatever good comes your way. Let's fill our minds with those things that are good and deserve praise. Things true and noble, right, pure, lovely, and honorable. And put into practice what we've pondered on today. And may the God who gives peace through the Spirit be with each of you and all of those you love this day and always. Oh, it's got to be some right way first, don't you?